Hello, this is Amanda Farlinger with From Where I Stamp, and we are going to be creating an Easter scrapbook layout using the Easter Bunny stamp set. So we're going to be creative today, and I love this because I love sharing these videos with you every week and how you can be creative in your life. Find some time and create a layout. So this one, I did make a layout with it last week, but we're going to do a slightly different one. So we're going to use these adorable bunnies again, because why not? And I'm already missing my paper. Here we go. Here's some cardstock. Now, because this stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set, so it is a clear, so you can see through your block. You can see through to where you're stamping. But that also means that you need a little bit of padding when you're stamping. So the my favorite item, the Stamparatus Deluxe Foam Mat, is retiring. So if you don't have one, that's the, hit my knee. This here, this foam mat that's nice and clean, cleanable, washable, I should say, has that little bit of a foam. This is going away with the retirement of the current catalog. So if you don't have one of those yet, I recommend you get one. You might see it pop up every once in a while, but because this isn't as washable, you can still wash it. It just takes a little bit longer to dry. All right, so I have some basic white cardstock, and it is, I think it's 2.5. What is it? 2 3/4 by 2.5-ish. Now, on my layout, which I'll show you in a minute, the design, because it's one of my sketches, on my layout, it shows a punch, the Label Me Lovely punch. Now, it is retiring, another awesome product that I'm sad to see to go. But if it's something that you prefer to have a punch, look at what's retiring, because that will be a good spot to look. So we're just stamping with some Memento Black, because we will be coloring this in with some Stampin' Blends. And if you caught my video last week about these adorable bunnies, I did show you a bunch of blends, and it was a lot of blends, but I'm missing some. And of course, there's new colors coming in the new catalog. And if you're wanting to follow along with this layout, make sure to subscribe to my emails. The link is below in the description. And you'll find this layout in one of the 3 designs I have there. All right, now this bunny rabbit's going the different direction that I was thinking, but that's okay. So we're just going to do a little bit on the nose, do a little bit with the light petal pink. We'll put a little bit of dark along the bottom. I'm not going to blend that in. We're just going to leave it. And you'll want something on your tabletop to protect it from the blends. And coloring is something that you can do a bunch of stamping, and then, go color. I didn't mean to put that color there. Then go color while you watch some television. I'll sometimes sit here at my desk and color images or cut them out or have some die cuts ready to go for my next layout while I put on Netflix on my computer. So then I can kind of wind down, but then I don't have to drag all my stuff over. I mean, it's not that far, it's just over there, but I don't have to drag it all the way over there to where I'd sit and watch television. All right, so this guy needs a little bit of shading. Now, it will blend in really well. I wanted its belly left white. I don't want to color in the eye. And if you watched last week's video, last week I left part of the bunny white. So I only did like the edge. So that's why, oh, that's why I have the color lifter. If I decided to do that again, but we're going for the whole bunny this time. And then you can just go back through and add a little bit darker if you want, right along the edge. The nice thing is because it's on basic white, you can stamp this and try over again. So try some different colors, try some different shading. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Oops. All right. I don't know. Something like that. We're not cutting this bunny out, but there is our bunny rabbit. Really, really cute. You could color in the eyes if you wanted, maybe with some blue ink. So I'll just show you the back here because I colored so much that could leak or color through onto your tabletop if you're not careful. Okay, now to continue our stamping using this, excuse me, stamp set, we're going to use Night of Navy ink. And we want, gonna have to get used to this. Where's, looking for my block and it's right here. Although you probably couldn't see it because it's probably hiding behind my picture. Just, okay. So we want Happy Easter. Where are you? Oh, right there. Okay. So you put down the word, you pick it up. This block is probably too big, but that's okay. So we're going to do Happy Easter. And we'll put it about here. Straight enough. And I did Night of Navy instead of Memento, just for something different. You don't have to stamp the color, like all black all the time. Add some color. So I'm pulling these colors from the designer paper. So I'll show you that in just a moment. And designer paper is my favorite product in the catalog. You can choose which side you want to use. You can only use the designs you like because they're double-sided, which is awesome. And then the colors are listed either in the catalog, well, both, in the catalog and on the designer paper. Okay, let's put the stamp set away for now. Where am I going to put it? And let's have a peek. Put those up there. All right, so this is our layout. It's sketch number 1 in my tutorial. So if you subscribe to my emails, then, or if you have subscribed to my emails recently, or if you want to do that, you'll receive this in an email from me, and then you can come back to this video and follow along while we create this layout. Now, in the sketch, I use a 12x12 designer series paper. And for this, we have 6x6 paper. So this here is the Regency Park designer series paper. And it has blues and pinks and greens and mango in there. Here's a better image of it while I get my chosen colors out here. And there we go. Whoops. You want to see this. I can't remove this from the screen. All right. So because I'm not using 12x12 paper, we're going to be using basic white 12x12 as the base. And I've chosen this pretty blue flower. So it's Balmy Blue, Shaded Spruce, and Night of Navy are the colors on here with some mango. So here is the mango. I don't need 2 sheets. I grabbed 2 sheets. I don't know why. But I grabbed 2 sheets. And this isn't on the sketch, but this is one way that you could change up a sketch. So if you've tried it once before, if you created a layout using this sketch before, or if you've maybe you've scrapbooked before and you're getting back into it, kind of like I am. I'm getting back into scrapbooking because it's been a long time since I've been consistent at it, and I have all these photos that I want to scrapbook. And we're going to make the time to scrapbook. So make sure you follow along and subscribe to my YouTube channel, so then that way we can craft together making layouts. Because I'll show you how you can take designer paper, some cardstock, and some ink, and make some pretty layouts. And this one here, because it's for Easter, I'm prepping. So next weekend, or this weekend coming up, is Easter. And whether you celebrate Easter, whether you celebrate Easter or you don't, it's still spring. So you can choose a different stamp set and create a spring layout instead. Maybe your flowers are popping up. My daffodils and my crocuses. No, I don't know if I have crocuses. Hyacinths and tulips. That's the words I'm looking for. Daffodils, tulips, and hyacinths. So I could take pictures of those when they really pop up their colors. Right now it's just green popping up, but you don't have to do the Easter egg hunt or the rabbit, the bunny, or maybe you go to church and maybe you have some family photos taken outside at church. Either one, whatever works, but it's nice to have layouts ahead of time, so that way when you take your photos, you have an idea of what photo dimensions, whether it's portrait or landscape, because a lot of times I'll take some extra photos because I'm doing this wrong. I'll take extra photos, or I'll take one in portrait and one in landscape, because I'm not sure how I want to use the photos. And then I have all these photos I have to go through later. And I realized that I don't need the 6x6. We're going to go with it because I already have glue on here. But this here is only 3 inches. So it's going to look a little different. But you know what? This is how you change up a sketch to make it your own. I'm going to make sure you can see this. My phone's at a weird angle today, so the paper's a weird angle to me. All right. So we put that there. But sketches are great because you can use them as a starting point, I should say. And even though this is 6x6 and this pattern doesn't quite line up, so I'll show you the closer up here so you can see the line. It doesn't really matter. If you're looking at a layout, you're going to look at the photos. You're not going to look at, oh, is that seam lined up right? Is this straight across the page? If you want to take a few extra moments and do that, have at it. All right. Where'd my bunny rabbit go? Oh, right. I put it up here. All right. So we have these 2 pieces. And then pulling from the designer paper, where did that designer paper go? I'll show you. I put my designer paper in Ziploc bags, so that way it keeps all the small pieces and the large pieces all together with the colors. So here we have Balmy Blue, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Shaded Spruce, and Sweet Sorbet. So we're using the Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, a little bit of Petal Pink, and Shaded Spruce, and some Gray Granite, because we're going for, I didn't want white rabbits. I wanted to do some coloring. So we have some Shaded Spruce. Now this is a 4x6 or 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo. And then we have 2 3x4 photos, mats that we can put here. And to put all this together, and you can add some stamping to your page if you want, right on your page. I don't like to do that because then I make a mistake and then I'm not happy and then I have to cover it up. So I like stamping on the same color as the background, and then you can stamp it, cut it out, or color it, whichever, and then away you go. All right. I'm going to need some more black, large black dimensionals. But the nice part is you can use this. And if you're interested to know what products I've used on this project, it will be below in the description. And it will take you to my online store where if you're in Canada and would like to purchase, then that link is there for you and you can add items to your cart that you need. All right, one more. I like adding extra dimensionals so that our photos get the support that they need. All right, so let's see here. Let's kind of put this together a little bit. Oh my God, there we go. Okay, so we have, this one's gonna go like this, and this one's gonna go like this, and then this is gonna go in the center, kind of like so. We'll have our Happy Easter here. I think I need to move this over a bit because then my Easter bunny can go here. Maybe, you know what? What's one of those sentiments in here? I should have grabbed my green ink, but it's way over there. So I don't think I'm going to add that on there. No, I was going to put in an Easter treat for you, but I don't think it's going to fit anywhere. So I think we'll just leave off that. But I think I will stamp and cut out some eggs here in a minute. And we'll color with some more Stampin' blends. All right, so what we want to do is we want to put our little bunny rabbit down first. So that way we have enough room for it. Like so. Then we'll put our first photo layer down. Now when you go and put photos on here, you'll want to use the Stampin' Seal. So that way, if you need to pull the photos back up off these layers, then you can do that. All right, so then our top one. Oh, it's so nice to be crafty today. I love carving out time to make these videos for you because it's my way of sharing my passion for not only the Stampin' Up! Products, because I'm a demonstrator, and then I love them, the color coordination between the designer paper and the cardstock, it just makes it easier to create these layouts. But also because I get to help all of us, wherever you're watching this from, to take another step towards crafting. So it's just a little bit of creativity in your life. And I hope that you follow along, either making your own layout or get some inspiration. Take some photos this weekend for Easter, and then look at some supplies that you have, or maybe if you don't, look at some paper or something else that you could add to create layouts for your family so you can remember the fun times that you had. Because that's one of the reasons I scrapbook, is to be able to remember. And I'm working on photos from 2011 right now. And there's over 200 photos that I'm working on cropping them to the proper size and making sure that they're edited so they look well when they get printed. So my goal is to have them done by Easter weekend so that I can send them away to get printed, so then I'll have more photos to share with you on the scrapbook layouts, because this is neat to see the layouts, but it's also fun to tell the story as I create the layouts for you of where the pictures are from. Like there's an Easter egg hunt. I may have talked about this last week. There's an Easter egg hunt that's usually in the park behind our house. There might be one this year, but the kids all line up on the hill and they hide eggs through the park. And it's so fun to watch the kids run down the hill and collect their eggs in their Easter basket. It's adorable. Let me know if you have any kind of Easter hunts like that. It's interesting to hear others. All right, we need some Easter eggs, because if I am going to take pictures of the kids running down the hill for Easter, then I better have some Easter eggs. Okay. And you can use a different size block if you want. I'm just using the one size. So this one is block D. You could do block C. The smaller the stamp, you should have a smaller block. But sometimes I just get so into going along and creating that I just keep using the same block. So whichever you find is easiest, but the larger block that you use, the more chance that you'll rock. So pick up some ink on the edges of your block and then transfer that to your cardstock. That's the word I want. All right, so we're going to pull back our petal pink. I have some shaded spruce and some native navy. And color in some of these eggs. And you could use the dark or the light. This one's going to be a very dark egg. That's the light navy. Okay, let's add some dark navy shading. Like, look at that. Can you see that? Here we go. Let's add some light on there and blend it a little better. And yeah, I did go over the line, but that's where our color lifter comes into play. Because in the color lifter pulls, not perfectly, but it pulls that color out. All right, so some shaded spruce. Let's do, maybe I'll grab that gray granite after all and put it on here too. So you could color with markers or blends or pencil crayons, or not pencil crayons, watercolor crayons. Not crayons. What am I saying crayons for? They're just watercolor pencils. Okay, let's just do one for now. Put that off to the side. And there's no dies for these, but the paper snips, the Stampin' Up! Paper snips, are nice and sharp. And I find that it just takes a little bit of moving the paper and the scissors to do it fairly quick. And lots of practice. Lots of practice does help. And then for journaling, because journaling is really important, usually I'll leave that until I have photos on, because I'm not sure what photos I'll put on there, of course. Not 100% sure. So what I usually do is I'll cut a piece of basic white to go up here, because I'm just terrified I'll write on here and then I'll have to cover it up anyhow. All right, now I forgot about this little bunny rabbit that I cut out and colored earlier, because I wanted it to go here, or I thought I wanted it to go there. So let's see about these Easter eggs. Maybe the bunny needs to go up there. What do we think? And I'd love to know what you think of this layout, and if this should have been like a pink, because that was a color I was thinking of going with, this pink, but I like the bunny rabbit and the eggs up there. All right, so our liquid adhesive can go on the back of our bunny and on the back of our eggs, like so. Don't drop it. And the last thing we need is a little bit of embellishment. And I find that the gems or dots or whatnot are usually the best. So we have these elegant faceted gems and the matte black dots. Both are retiring. So if these are something that you'd like to have, Stampin' Up! Is retiring them in the first part of May. So they are while supplies last. And I think I kind of like the black. Let's see. All right, so let's add some black embellishments. It's almost like buttons. Not quite buttons because they're smaller. It makes me think of when I used to add buttons to layouts. Did anyone scrapbook back when buttons were really big and you'd pop them onto your layouts? Let me know in the comments. Oops. Let's put the bigger ones up here. And as a reminder, the list of products I'm using on this layout are in the description below. So if you are in Canada, where I am, then you can order online with me, and that would be so awesome. All right, so I have a couple ideas, layout ideas for you. So there's our Easter layout. This is the layout that's in the sketch. It uses the Enjoy the Journey suite in the mini catalog, the January to April. So it's retiring. Some of the products in there are retiring as well. So there's lots of things retiring at the moment. But this is one layout. And then here's another idea using the Rain or Shine designer paper. And it has a clear embellish. There we go. Clear embossing on the umbrellas and the rain, which is pretty cool. And this one, I turned the sketch on its edge. So it's portrait photos. And there's that punch. It's retiring too. So you have portrait photos instead of landscape photos. So thank you so much for joining me. If you, like me, have a stressful, busy day job, tune in next week, every week, and we'll scrapbook together. It won't always be my sketches. We'll throw in some other ideas in there, but we're going to use designer series paper with some stamps, ink, and paper, and we'll preserve those memories or save those memories we want to save and have some crafting fun time too. So we'll see you next week. Thank you.